I am down for that, though. Again, I want to do some investigation beforehand to see if we can figure out what got stolen, if it was like outright entirely stolen.
You can roll me some investigation as you head towards the docks.
And what's my investigation again? My investigation is a +4. Oh right, but I also get to add a thing for being an intelligence operative, which was a plus my event. What was it? Right. Okay, now it's just that. All right. 1d20 plus 4. 23. I rolled a 19.
19. All right.
23 total.
23.
I rolled a 19.
Damn. All right. So, as you head over towards the docks, where, unlike the last month where you were there, where Mai was, there was still, heavy security, right? But she was still, bustling around with a happy face, and very clearly running a tight ship. This time when you get there, it's not just heavy security, but Mai is visibly angry, short-tempered. She's snapping out orders towards her workers. There's sort of like a harried look to her. Her hair looks to be like her last time her perfectly manicured, coiffed hair is in a little bit of a disarray. Even her kimono, so it's just a little bit like it's like very slight, but you notice it's just a little bit like not quite perfectly put together. And you would have known perhaps over the course of your week staying here that Mai has been acting more and more irrational over the course of the week. And with the 23, I can think you can sort of pin it to the day that you had done the day of your investigation, that copy and push back to her desk of the papers that you had found in her desk. But it's the night after you had done this that she'd really that you think back, and that's where her behavior started.
So
And you think it might be related to the papers.
Either she noticed that they were she somehow figured out that someone had copied them down, or someone else did the thing the same night.
Yes. Well, I'm not going to tell you which one, but that's basically the two thoughts that effectively.
Did we decipher what the seal was on the papers?
So the seal was it was more like a symbol. You have not deciphered what it's a symbol of, but you've definitely recalled. Well, you two specifically wouldn't have recalled seeing it, but perhaps Aki might have vaguely found it familiar, like almost like a far off dream, something from like if you thought hard about it, you might be able to pick it out. You're not certain.
Yeah. This is a weird nostalgic feeling. I don't like that feeling.
I mean, if you want, you can roll me something to think back on it.
All right, what I roll for? Trauma?
Something for recall. That's a good question. Let's see.
Intelligence insight?
Sure, that works for me.
Okay, that's gonna be a plus. It's gonna be +9 then.
All right, go ahead and give me that roll.
22.
22. Okay. You think back to the night where you ran away.
Ran away, escaped. Either or.
And it's not something that really stood out to you. But one of the shinobi that your brother was keeping away from you had that symbol embossed, just, and you're not really sure because of this, just there was so much going on. Vaguely you remember something kind of like it, but you can sort of remember seeing it patterned on like a cloth. You weren't sure, but if that vaguely you sort of remember that. But also a much more recent thought. You've been at your adopted mom's, Yuri's desk many times. You've looked through her intelligence papers. You've probably seen a couple that you're way over your classification.
Yeah, most of the time without a permission, but no one can really stop a boy who can be basically anywhere.
And now that you're thinking hard about it, you think maybe there was a paper or two that you weren't paying any attention to. It didn't really look strange to you when you first passed through it. In fact, now that you're thinking about it, you've probably seen this symbol a lot more times than you had before, but you just never focused on it.
Oh great, I'm having a Rapunzel moment.
And it's like one of those, like, actually roll me a chakra control check.
Chakra control, that's one I am still pretty good at. That's a +7.
Ooh, 15.
15. But I want to say I can do a thing to add stuff to that. Nope. I have to be using intelligence to use that feature. Okay.
Alright, well, your mind sort of like grasps just a little bit, like you're circulating your chakra, you're just really thinking really hard about this, and you feel like you're at a breakthrough point. And then it just sort of slips away. You just know that you think you've seen it on your mom's papers, you're not sure. It's like one of like very rare, like 1 or 2 reports, but like if it glossed, if you can't think about it, you're sure your mom probably hasn't seen it. Like it's suspicious enough that you think that like it's hidden, but you're already starting to feel that memory sort of fade a little bit. Like it's not really important to you anymore. You just know that yeah, I think I've seen this symbol before on my mom's page, like at least on like 1 or 2 of my mom's reports.
Well, so that for later. For now, how to fulfill these reports? I think this lady is in deep with something sneaky, and I think she thinks that she's been exposed. And so trying to make a deal with her is either going to give us a upper hand or get us dragged into some shenanigans.
Can her a gift basket?
Give her an apple in these trying times, effectively? Would you like an egg in these trying times?
Well, yeah, she seems to be really struggling. It is a nice gesture.
Okay. I want to maintain the idea that we are not actively, like, is it obvious for Shinobi? I don't think it is for Aki. He definitely doesn't dress like a Shinobi.
Actually, now would be a good time for just go ahead. Both of you describe what you're wearing right now, and what you look like.
A fluffy pink dress and ribbons.
A magical girl. You look like a magical girl.
Yes, I look
And
like a magical.
You're not overtly wearing like a shinobi headband or anything. You just
No, I look like a magical girl.
okay. Aki?
Aki is making handcrafted armor, but it's in his usual style of handcrafted, as in it looks like he ran through a scrapyard and stapled bits and pieces together in order to make something that looks effective, and is way more effective than it looks.
It's like you probably see like a pot handle sticking out from one of your shoulder pads or something.
There's like a pot handle that's been bent so that it runs across it instead of like, you know, like how on would have like that little bit of guard right there. It has a pot handle there.
Right.
That kind of thing, yeah. It does not look official at all. There might be a shinobi nameplate in there somewhere, but like, it's definitely been bent out of shape and folded around. So, it looks like he picked that up out of a scrapyard too.
Gotcha. See, you two don't look overtly shinobi at all. In fact, as far as you can tell, the only people who could peg you immediately as any kind of shinobi would probably be the various summons walking around, but the humans don't really seem to notice. Or if they do, they don't really care.
Okay. So if we want to work with her, I have an idea. To not like give away the fact that we are definitely shinobi. I'm going to write up effectively an official request from, like, saying, hey, here's a request to get us these supplies for, like, buy
like an
supplies.
official trade document or something.
Yeah, official trade document, and then I'm going to be the delivery boy that someone like just, hey, here, deliver this to them. Or it's probably gonna be more. Mara's gonna be the delivery girl for that, because I look like I would steal it more so than, yeah, and I'm gonna hand it to you, and then you're gonna go, it's like, here, I have a message for you. How are you doing in these trying times?
What should I take for forging? Because you are basically forging these documents in a way that's effectively official.
Yeah.
Putting her a gift basket.
Which, to be fair, right, you have been given official capacity to make that kind of deal.
Yes.
So it's less forging and more of your completing the mission the way that you want.
Would it be a security kit check? Because that does include official documents.
Yeah, go ahead and give me that.
Okay, that's one of my kit checks. So I use his intelligence and I have expertise. So that's going to be a grand total of plus 14 bonus? Oh, expertise in
With
tools.
the plus 14, I'm not sure if you even need to roll for this one.
32!
You have the most official looking documents ever. It's got the whole 9 yards. You've got sub points for bargaining points, right?
There's some sneaky underhanded dialogue in there that can be used.
It's very legalese. And like perfectly. Yeah.
Yeah, like she's probably gonna catch it, but it's going to look official enough that she thinks that they would just try and like, nah, okay, this is like standard trying to get one up on you, but I'm going to just put this in there. Expertise, class, clan, all specialized in crafting. This is my jam.
All right. If you can go ahead and carry on your plan. Meanwhile, Mai is just walking between, like, last time you saw that she was very much, you know, like, once again, like, very brisk in her walk. This time she's rushing between crates, pulling them up, double checking that they're all all the inventory is there. And she one of her guards just like is carrying a large sack, trips over, and she just berates this poor man.
I am handing you this official document. Yeah.
I'm going to
Go
tuck
be a
it.
sweetheart and deliver her the message, the official documentation request.
I'm going to stick it in my gift basket that I definitely got. And I'm going to see the bag fall. I'm going to say, oh no, can I help? You want me to help you get this up?
You're offering your hand to the person who just fell down and tripped, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they sort of look up at you, look over at Mai. Take your hand, get up. Like they almost yank you over. You're not but so after a little bit of swaying with the counterbalance, they get up, sort of wobble a little bit, and then rush off. You hear a very quiet sort of thanks tossed over their shoulder as they're sprinting away. my turn's over towards you. Do I know you? I never forget a customer. Ah! Star candies.
Yes. He was in a rush, wasn't he?
Yes, well, unfortunately, in the past couple of months, in the past couple of weeks, business has been, well, it has been going fine, but the quality of work has gone down.
Oh, well, that's terrible. I'm actually here as part of a job that I took. I'm supposed to deliver this to you. Well, the basket's from me, but the purchase order is from an employer.
Employer, huh? And she sort of like just yanks the basket away from you. She's like,
Yeah, I want to buy
"Oh,
more candy, so I need to make money for that.
yes, well, the world does seem to run on money." She flicks open the document, just carefully reads through. Acceptable. She signs it, pulls out another scroll from her sleeve, writes down her acceptance, and then hands it over to you. I expect payment within the next 2 weeks.
Okay, thank you. And the basket is for you. I got that because you seem a little bit stressed. I thought it would be nice to have something for yourself.
My sort of like she's got like this, very much like, painted face, like mask on, and you can just like see, just see it sort of crumple just a little bit, like despite the perfectly, well done mascara and just the painted lips and everything. It's just appreciated, but you should hurry on. Time's money.
Yes, I'll come back later to buy more candy from you. Thank you.
Any business is appreciated. Scurry on. And she turns back and just, goes back to harassing her workers. But as she leaves, you can see her like sort of like pick up one of the goodies and just crunch on it.
Yeah, it's like cookies and I think probably some packets of tea and some candies. Not the star candies.
Very nice.
It isn't nice. You keep this for yourself.
Probably have a stash of wrappers that from me just like gorging on the star candy.
Aki mixed from the wrappers. You could probably do that. Anyways.
Probably melt them together and make some kind of like a metallic kind of fabric.
If the metallic wrapper, we can like fold them together complicatedly and make you a little hat.
If it's paper, you could like do like a paper chain out of
Yeah.
like bounty or something.
Anyways. Okay, that was the food part. Now we need to handle that. But we also need to do investigations for other things, like continuation. Like, we still have the mission of figuring out what happened to the forest stuff, right? Is that still the mission we have, or is it just this one right now? Procure stuff.
You are officially procuring supplies. Unofficially, they'd also like you to look into both. They found a name on the list of documents that you got.
Right.
All the other ones were effectively well coded or generic enough that they're tracking down who it was, who that they're delivering supplies to or smuggling supplies to is a little difficult. But one name came up, and especially of interest to you, Aki. It's an Inazuma Jiro, who owns ostensibly a painting shop called Chakra Colors here in Bhutan Village.
Alright then, so that's the other thing we need to investigate as well.
Yeah, so there's that, as well as you can still investigate the forest. That is a thing you can do. In fact, you heard news from your pseudo dad who had passed by through the forest recently, just 2 weeks ago. That there's something in the forest. He didn't say much before he left. In fact, he didn't look. He looked like he needed to blow off some steam. So he had basically dropped into check in on you and then left. But there's definitely something in the forest. You don't know if he's confirmed anything about it, but it wouldn't hurt to investigate.
Okay. Alright. Secure the weapon supplies, investigate painter, check out forest.
We'd have to just make the payment for the weapon supplies because I already turned the. Wait, didn't I? That's what I just did, right?
You just grabbed food supplies.
Oh, food supplies.
We procured food supplies.
Okay, so we need to weapon supplies, painter, forest.
Yes.
So work should be first, I think. And no
official work, yes.
So let's do the weapon supplies.
Where will we go to get weapon supplies in this area?
Well, it's just as you say that, actually, that you hear a little bit of commotion. Just, it's a bit of yelling, and you end up there's a small, it looks to be like a bit of a small scuffle as a little eaglet who's carrying a tiny turtle just zooms right past you. They're flapping real hard, like you're not sure how the eaglet is even. The eaglet's not even really like flying so much as they're hopping with like a baby turtle clutched in their arms as they are just hop flap, and you see them just rush their way over towards the old district, which now that you think about it, if there's any place that they're going to host, well, a forge, probably the old district. The docks are definitely far more full of, merchants, ships, industry.
Chase them. Sorry.
You want to chase them?
Yeah. Whatever.
How close by do they pass to us as they run by?
You can feel like little puffs of air in fact, like a little feather kind of just like floats its way over towards the two of you.
Okay.
I'm chasing. I'm sorry, but I know we were
If I can get close enough to touch them, then I will be happy. Can I get close enough to poke them?
You know what? I'd like both of you to roll me some kind of dexterity.
The light of hand?
Okay. Dexterity, you said?
Yeah, just roll me a flat dexterity roll, like or athletics actually.
Ooh, please don't be athletics. Please say I can use sleight of hand.
What I'm supposed to.
Athletics it is.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to figure this out. I should have read this up already.
Where's my t-shirt? Where's my black t-shirt?
Well, with a 12, for.
Oh wait, actually, I have a better idea. I'm going to use the touch seal jutsu, which is I need to touch them, and it's a ninjutsu attack roll. Can I use that instead?
You can't touch them, but you can try and catch up to them. So that's okay. You sort of just like trip over a bucket on your way over. So
I'm sorry. I'm trying to figure out what I need to roll.
Go ahead and roll me a d20.
Okay, that I can do. 18.
Dang. Okay, so Aki, you're not sure if it's about of clumsiness or something, or if they had just managed to deliberately do it, but somehow, as you're running to catch up to them, someone just like clocks you sideways. You just didn't notice. They just and you're
I'm not a runner. I teleport. I don't.
Yeah,
run.
you don't even get hurt. It's just one of those like, dang. But you're slowed down by just a little bit. Mari, You've almost caught up to them. You just like take off and sprint towards them. I'd like you to like both of you to roll me another athletics check, please. D20 for you, Mari.
7.
Oof. Let's see.
For a minute, I was excited. I thought I had a really nice dice that was going to be a great roll.
Ooh, okay.
I'm bad at athletics. I want to use one of the things I'm actually good at. Like.
Oh no. Well, it seems that the eaglet and the turtle ahead of you, they also got delayed a bit. There's as you make your way across the bridge, there's a bit of a line that forms. And you can see like the two of them sort of they hop their way over the heads of people in walking their way across the bridge. But they slowed down quite significantly. The two of you are much more significantly delayed as you are big bodies trying to make your way through a very crowded bridge over into the old historical district. If we can get one more roll from you two.
Okay. Could I use my jutsu seal toss slip to teleport towards them using a knife? The trick is throw a knife, teleport to the knife. So could I use that to catch up to them instead of running? I am much better at that than running.
You can try. I need you to roll me something for accuracy of your throw.
That would probably be my Chaijutsu modifier then, which is a +8.
Okay, go ahead. And Mari?
10.
Dang it.
Okay.
Still not great, but better.
Well, so Aki, the two of you managed to get.
I can use my Shinobi Science ability to gain advantage.
You two sort of just. Yeah, they sort of disappear into the crowd.
Wait, I can use my ability to gain advantage and roll again.
You can go ahead and roll, but
An 18?
Also just as a note, you really like
Wait, that's in Jutsu here bad?
it's the summons village.
I forgot that. Crap, I shouldn't. Okay.
It's okay because your first roll you kind of fumbled the knife throw anyways. You just gotta kind of get like a really annoyed sort of. It bounces off of the shell of a much larger tortoise, who kind of just gives you a very annoyed "Hey!" But yeah. I'd be careful with your teleporting because you sort of just hear like a small mutter of kids these days. This old tortoise just sort of like keeps walking its way into the river and disappears. But as you follow them around a corner, the two of you see what looks like a sign. The heat, like you're just sort of like enveloped in this large, just blast of warmth as doors open and a random human, you're not sure, just gets thrown out of it was definitely a large store of some sort. And a short person, brunette hair, just very stocky build, sort of like, get out! The person on the street just sort of like, scrambles up and runs away. There's no sign to the store, but as you take a closer look, you can see that there's weapons, very beautiful, elegant weapons on display.
Yeah.
You can go ahead and roll me over if you want some more information, but as far as you can tell, this is some kind of weapons store.
What would I roll to determine quality of weapons store?
You can.
Can I use my crafting kit to like?
You can do crafting / perception if you want, especially as you are a crafter yourself.
All right, let's do the crafting, which was a plus 14, so
Yeah.
23.
Damn. All right. You are looking at this door. And on second glance, right, you can see that each of the weapons displayed, they're all displayed in their own display case, reinforced by some kind of Fuinjutsu still. In fact, on second glance, you can see there's like anti-thievery, right? No teleportation. Can't just like go in and like it's very much like anti-shinobi. You can't steal this, right? Kind of.
She's aware of the street kid shinobi.
Yeah, exactly. But as for like, you're looking specifically at the quality of the weapons, and a katana that's on display, right? It's like half out of its sheath. You can see that you take a close look at the metal, right? And it's sort of like folded upon folded steel. And as you like walk a little bit closer into it, you can just feel this deep hum of chakra. Are you gonna take a closer look?
First, I'm going to. Is Mara still chasing the turtle, or have we given up on that, Mara?
She would still be chasing after it.
I mean,
So she's
pretty sure we lost track of it. So, and honestly, I wasn't sure why we were chasing it in the first place. You just really wanted to catch it, so like, why not?
Yes.
Okay. Well, for now, the turtle and the eaglet you've definitely lost track of them. But if you want to roll me something for chakra perception.
Yeah, I look disappointed that I've lost track of them. But this is totally in character to chase after them like that. Oh my gosh, the 4.
Okay, you initially like reached out to try and see if you can like tag their chakra signature, but there's just so many summons around here that you sort of just get lost in the natural feel of the area.
I rolled the nat 20 on perception.
Ooh, okay. So, well, you have you're rolling a nat 20 in perception, so perception is different for chakra control. But you.
Oh, okay. I thought you said chakra perception.
No, I did chakra control. So, anyways, so are the two of you gonna go look a little closer at this?
I vote that we are done chasing the random turtle and eagle that were just running by for some reason.
Oh, really?
Look, we have a job to do, okay? If
They were running. I want to check it out.
there's lots of people running.
Please?
Like, did either of them look to be in distress?
I don't know. That's why. Please, can I check?
I'm gonna continue with the job then. I would love to have you along because I have a 0 for charisma. And you are the charismatic one here, but like...
But the eaglet and the turtle.
It's okay. You can always run into them later. Out of
Okay.
character.
He's going to plead her case for a little while, but follow along because they are on a job.
You can see the short man in front of the door, just kind of like look at the two of you. He's like, gruffly, just go. So are you two going to stare and stand outside all day, or are you gonna come in?
Well, it's really nice out today, and I saw this really cool thing, but I think we should come in if you're available. But otherwise, it is really nice, isn't it?
And the short man just like turns around. The door like just sort of like doesn't even hold the door open for you. Just turns around, and heads inside. You can see like vaguely as like the door's just about to slam in your face, gets caught, and a much taller person who's towering over you, very timidly goes, "I'm sorry, he's got a bit of a temper, and someone just tried to steal a merchandise, so."
Oh, did you catch them?
Yeah, they got tossed out. I mean,
Yeah, I think
you
that's-
really can't beat security seals.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw those seals. They're good. Real good.
Well, it's an art. You coming in, they pull the door open and just
Yes, we have to.
Yeah, no, he has some business. The weapons craftsman, and yours look like really good weapons.
oh, are you looking for a custom piece?
More like a number. We've been asked to secure some supplies. I'm saying this as I walk in.
Hmm. Well, then you must have quite the deep pockets for supplies. As he says that, if you turn to look at one of the display cases, there's the katana that you were looking at on the display has like the number of zeros in the Rio figure for that is way beyond your pay grade.
Is like all of the ones in here like that?
Yeah.
Okay. It's like,
Any-
oh, they do fancy weapons. Just fancy weapons, or do you have you also do standard weapons?
It's like the tall person the tall person just sort of like turns towards you and it's like, oh, my apologies, I'm Koji. We I wouldn't call us doing fancy weapons. You look a little young to be procuring one of our works.
Like, like, if I had a nickel for every time someone said that.
Like, not that it's at all anything against you. I've seen plenty of, well, let's say some of the younger ones have somehow been able to afford it. Dumbass nobleman. But those pieces are normally not. Well, let's say that I make them and the master doesn't.
Is that the price on it? All of those zeros?
The price is like he just like points to displays and like the price you see is the price you pay.
That's a lot of zeros.
Many zeros. It's like,
Well,
it's good. It's good. It's fancy. It's
Yeah.
just
Can we get it? Do you have? How do we get that much money?
I was going to check to see if they also did like, if they only did high-end materials, or if they also did more standard weapons that they could
Oh, okay.
fulfill a large order for. I was going to ask that
But I
as
have
well.
enough money to get that now.
well, the apprentice says, well, it's like I've made some, scrap pieces, and you can, there's a bucket of, that's once again like, surrounded by very strong security seals. You're fairly certain that you can't crack them, Aki, but they're really well-made kunai, but the kunai themselves are just as fancy. Like you can feel like there's like a little edge to your teeth, like in the back of your mouth, of like the sheer amount of chakra that's concentrated in the kunai. Like it's like like it's not just that edge, but also like that precision. Like you can feel it. Same with, and Mari as a Yamanaka, you can really feel like all of these, like you are surrounded in a store where every single weapon has its own chakra charge.
Someone has skill and resources.
Yes, have you not heard of us? We're from the Hagano no Tama. Well, if you haven't,
Out of yeah, from out of town. We only got here recently.
well, most of the clan just tends to travel around. Most I guess you could say we are the short man in the back is like, we're famous for making Fuinjutsu imbued blades. It's folded into the steel. Cut to the chase, kid.
Oh, okay, I generally do my Funjutsu more put on the top, but that's a very good way to do it.
It's like Koji just goes like, yeah, it's a very difficult process. We don't want it to explode on you. It's like, yeah, I guess you've may have heard some of our works. The four shinobi of the elemental blades of the elemental countries, maybe? No?
Probably didn't pay attention to it when I was being told.
I feel like Aki absolutely would know those.
You definitely, like, Aki definitely does. They're like basically like the preeminent swordsmen of from like the four corners of the map. Granted, it's like there's not like one per each nation. In fact, you're fairly certain that like some of them are neutral, some of them do pledge their blade to, you know, to each side, but they're really good swordsmen.
Have I seen any of their swords?
I'm gonna say no, you haven't, but you've heard stories about them, especially from Uncle Shoji and your adopted dad. You've heard stories about them.
I've heard stories, but I've always wanted to see how they did it. So it's like this, but I'm guessing even fancier.
Yeah. It's like, I understand that you're looking to order supplies?
Yeah. We were asked to order supplies for an operation, weapon supplies. So we're currently looking around, and you'll still caught my eye first, but I'd have to take a look at what the prices are for more standard issue equipment before we go in. Aki is at this point just full on dropped any sort of childlike innocence demeanor he sometimes keeps up. It is acting like he is 10 years older than his 16-year-old self, who looks like a 12-year-old because of malnutrition. So suddenly this 12-year-old is talking like he's 20-something.
Oh, well, if you're looking for supplies, well, you're probably not going to find any sort of standard issue in this shop, but I can recommend there's a lower quality store down that way. It's like he says lower quality, like just that sells weapons done in bulk, but they're pretty standard. Like they're not gonna break after one or two uses. Not too badly. Koji, the tall one, gives you a look over your shinobi, huh? The short one just turns away from pumping the billows on the forge. It's like, bah! You and your shinobi, take your wars elsewhere.
Do either of them notice that like all of my equipment is heavily modified and seal forged?
Definitely the short one. The short one looks at like just like it like on a second glance like goes, takes another look.
Again, like all my equipment, it looks terrible, but it's all insanely effective.
Like, you're good, you're decent enough. Why aren't you supplying them?
Because they, well, you see, if they only needed a few, or maybe a few, like 100, I could. But A, I'm more useful doing other things. B, they need a few more than that. Like, what is our order for?
And you're a shrimp. Note this small man is shorter than you, actually, Aki. Bah! Well, you can't go wrong. And like, you can't go wrong with the, you know what? What's again? I'm trying to think. can't go wrong with the regular ironworks down the way. They do quality work. Almost as good as yours, but much more mass-produced.
Hmm.
Is there anything in this shop that's affordable?
No.
Okay.
not at the minimum is probably a couple thousand Rio.
Oh, wow.
Look, I can maybe afford that, but that's because I also work as a craftsman myself. But I have to spend most of that on my own supplies.
Like you imagine like an S rank pay, like if you spent your entirety of an S rank pay on something, you could maybe afford the cheapest thing in the shop.
Guess I'm just looking around at everything and then looking at the price and then how much money I have and just shaking my head.
Yeah, but like as you like feel a flavor of the chakra, you can really tell like they've folded the effects into the steel, right? Like this is an incredibly durable weapon. It's not going to, it's unlike most weapons which you're probably gonna see like maybe one battle, maybe two hard fought battles. This one's going to last you probably a lifetime. It's like a really good investment, not to mention like the complexity of some of the seals in here are honestly kind of crazy.
But this is something to save for if I decide to buy less candy and trinkets.
You could also ask me to help. Like, I'm not this good, but I'm still pretty good.
Like,
But you're always busy with work.
I mean, yeah, but like, that would be work. I'm not saying I'd make it for free. I'm just saying I'd make it cheaper than I would for other people.
So you'll take off some of the zeros?
Oh no, my work would never have this many zeros in the first place. Like I said,
What?
I'm good, but I'm not that good. Also, it gets this many zeros because it looks beautiful. None of my stuff looks beautiful.
Well, you could practice and make it that good.
No, that's on purpose. It's so I can make it cheap.
Oh, okay. But if I pink ribbon, can you put it on mine?
I can absolutely put pink ribbons in yours.
Okay.
I could probably try to beauty it up afterwards, but I need to also take a look at some artists and stuff in order to do that. This is a conversation we're having now in front of these people.
Yeah.
But like, I need to like go take a look at some artists. Do you have any artists we can look around here? I heard a name. This guy, the guy's name that we were given. What have you heard about him? I heard he's good.
Wait, which guy's name?
You gave us a name as like a dude we should investigate.
Oh, you're talking about Inazuma Jiro, right?
Yeah. I heard something about him being a good artist.
It's like, you're the Koji. The short one has already turned back and just ignored the two of you at this point. Has gone back to the forge. But the short one who is basically acting as like shopkeep now is like, you're talking about Inazuma Jiro, the owner of Chakra Colors.
Him.
Yeah. He imports a lot of very nice artwork from the country of lightning. He's does some very nice painting as well. In fact, all of his paints are handmade. Really quite wonderful.
Hold on. He's from the nation of internally now. Hold on. He's from the nation of lightning. His name is Inazuma Jiro?
Yeah. So, in fact, as it continues going, Koji's like, it's a shame he got tossed out of the Inazuma family. Well, they've never really liked the non-militaristic ones.
Hey, quick question, but remind me, what's stepdad's name?
Inazuma say.
Inazuma say? It's like, huh. So this is all just internal, just monologue, just Inazuma. That's why I've heard that name before.
Anyways. Yes, is being is not so subtly being shit talked. I'm kidding.
Oh, jeez. So yeah, I am going to huh, that's where I've heard that name before. Yeah, I need to go, yeah, we wanted to go talk to that guy at some point. So, okay, now we have your recommendation of an Ironworks. Wait, was there a specific shop they recommended?
Yes, they did recommend the Ironworks. It's down the street.
Okay, cool, we're gonna go there. And then we're gonna go talk to... Uncle? Question mark? I'm not sure how big the Inazuma family is.
Really
Say
big.
Does not talk about his family all that often,
Does not.
surprisingly.
Don't we have something else to do too? Or is that it?
Then there was the third optional one of go check out the forest, but I feel like that's the third optional one.
Okay.
All right. Well, Koji sort of like is like, all right, if you're not here to pick up a weapon, it's like, just you kid. If you wanna talk shop later, we can talk. He like it very subtly, just
Thank
like
you for the offer. I'm
like,
going to...
pushes the two of you out of the store. It's like, and as he does that, Koji just goes, all right, Ironworks is down that street. Chakra Colors is down that street. Remember, avoid the Spider District if you don't want to get pulled into one of the very many schemes that they have going on.
I like ski. I'm so good at taking them apart.
It's like, take my recommendation. It's not worth it.
Alright.
It gently shoves the two of you in the direction of Ironworks.
Only Ironworks. The Ironworks.
Alright.
As we walk there, I am again writing up an official commission sheet.
Nice. I'm gonna say with a plus 14 to your roll, you are passing that no matter what you roll, but you look like you rolled a 30, so that's
I rolled a 30. Expertise in skill.
Nice. You open up the shop. It is a much larger store, right? Like the store that you were looking at beforehand, right, was like very much one of those like artisan, like, you know.
Yeah.
Right, but this one is just, it's basically a warehouse. You're surprised, like it's bigger, much bigger on the inside. So like when you walk in, right, it's like, you know, the small treehouse structure, right? That's why you were, but when you walk in, it just expands into this large. You've been in my trading company. It's like almost as like half again as big, like half the size of her warehouse, which is still pretty darn big. And there's crates of various weapons. You can see like a stack of kunai. There's shelves and shelves of you can see like folded up Fuma Shuriken, and then sitting in a vantage point where they can very clearly see like all of the shelves is that looks like some kind of clerk. They're wearing a heavy apron, but like they've got like their what looks like definitely like reading spectacles on as they're going over probably the accounts. And as you open the door, they could look up. Yes.
I've already handed the requisition sheet to Mara.
Yes, hi. I have an order for you.
Pulls the sheet. Puts it down on the desk, scribbles a very official looking signature, picks up a stamp. It's like, grabs another, pulls another sheet, writes down what you're fairly certain is, you know, the bill, right? I expect payment in 2 weeks.
Okay, thank you. Very nice shop you have here.
Thank you. And then immediately goes back to taking. Now that you're looking down at the desk, it looks like it's taking down inventory. In fact, you can see that they pull out another sheet as they fill out to match your order form exactly how many crates they're sending, when they're sending it, where they're sending it.
I'm gonna look over the price because I actually have expertise in, you know, metal crafting. Is that a fair price they gave us?
The contract that you gave them is pretty. with a 30, you managed to create a contract that's pretty fair price. You actually managed to get like a small discount, not a particularly great one, but a small one. It came like basically one of those like, hey, this is a bulk order. Can we get like a small bargain discount? And that's what you got.
Right.
So basically,
Okay.
he's a lawyer too now.
Huh?
I said basically he's a lawyer too.
It's like, yeah, like it's like I imagine using the kind of legalese that you've seen in your on Yuri's desk.
I'm picking the. Yeah, no, I did not have a security kit when I was younger. When I was first picked up by Yuri. That's something I've gotten more recently when I became a science nin. So picked it up from Yuri.
Awesome. So like there's like so there's probably some very like and your not mom is like a pretty decent haggler you can recall at the stalls. So she's definitely like you've definitely learned a bit of haggling from her. Not a crazy amount, but you definitely enough to get a decent deal.
I still prefer my seal discount. You can
Yeah,
seal onto it and then grab it from a mile away.
Yeah.
But you know, if I have to get it officially, it's a decent trick to know.
Okay. All right. So I have a question for you guys. Do you feel now is probably a good time for a break?
I think so.
Yeah, I think break
All
right
right.
now would be good before we get to the relatives.
to your not relatives. All right. Well then, guys. Please don't touch that dial. Well, there is no dial, but you know what? Don't shut off the stream yet. We're gonna be back in a couple minutes. Thanks everyone for sticking around. See ya in a bit. Hello and welcome back to A Blade's Will Alliance of Heaven. I am apparently not hearing any of the music. That's okay. We just got back from securing supplies, so food supplies, weapon supplies, and now our two intrepid shinobi have found themselves in chakra colors. It's a musty smelling area. You can see that the windows are coated in something that prevents the light from damaging the various paintings that are hanging from the walls. You can see shelves with like carefully wrapped up and sealed scrolls that you're assuming contains paintings. There's a little alcove in the back that you imagine is probably filled with with a little peek over, you can see an easel and some splashes of color. In fact, the floor is a little bit splashed with color. There's painting supplies, just sort of very neatly, like almost militaristically neatly piled up, categorized, ordered. And in fact, you don't actually see them at first. You can sort of it's just like they weren't there, now they're there. It's dark-skinned, white hair, and face mostly covered by a hunter's mask. But it looks similar enough to your adopted dad, for you to probably guess, at least you, Aki, that this is probably an Azumajuro.
Hi.
Salutations. And who are you, child?
My name is Aki. I was asked to come here to ask you some questions.
And why should I entertain questions from you?
Because Sai asked me to ask you questions?
Say who?
Sai Izanaki?
You said, did you mean to say Nazuma?
Inazuma? Blah 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 blah.
It's hard to see. You can really feel like their attention sharpen on you. It's like that run away. If you didn't like, if this person did not have a mask on, you think this person might have just like spat on the floor. It's like, what does he want?
Yeah, good, got your attention. He actually didn't ask me to ask the question. I just kind of vaguely worked for him. So, what are your dealings with one Miss Mai? If I can get close enough to touch him, I'm going to put a touch seal on him to make sure he can't run away.
As soon as you say like, oh, what are your dealings with Mai, the Jiro just arches a very like sort of like pretentious eyebrow at you. And just goes, dealings with Mai? Why would I have? It's like why would I have dealings with Mai? She's, well, I do is like beyond the monthly business meeting. And when he says business meeting, you sense that he's referring to like a collective, like, you know, traders meeting, like a meeting of the guilds.
Right. It's like, well, I happen. Yeah. Well, her documents say otherwise. So, what's your business dealings? Or is somebody stealing your name? I would also love to know if someone's stealing your name.
By the way, if you're trying to approach an Inazuma, like, I'd like you to roll me some kind of stealth to hide that fact. But Inazuma just sort of like looks at you and is like, oh, you have her documents.
No, I don't have them, but I did get a very thorough read of them.
See, that's interesting, because Mai just recently lost some very important documents, and I'm sure she'd be very happy to have found that you've found a culprit. So tell me, why should I tell you anything?
Yeah.
With a 16, you cannot approach stealthily.
I'm not good at charisma.
No.
Gave away your leverage a little too quickly.
Yeah. How do we persuade and/or blackmail him into revealing?
You could try to roll me some kind of persuasion.
You up?
Sorry, I'm looking for art supplies.
You can roll me roll me a d20 if you would like to, if you'd like to get it, see if I can give you a nudge, but go ahead and roll me some persuasion.
8?
It's not gonna cut it.
He works there, right?
Huh?
He works there? That's his place, his shop.
This is this guy's art shop.
Yeah.
I'm going to, like, loudly say, excuse me, do you have a travel kit?
Okay. It's like, the Inazuma Jiro does not break eye contact, with Aki, but he does wave rather distractedly over towards towards a corner where you can see very neatly stacked up are like small cases with different art supplies in it.
Well, thank you. I'm going to get one of these.
All right. Go ahead and roll me whatever you would.
Okay. Yeah, I want to, like, I don't know, distract him or something.
Okay. With the distraction, Aki, you can go ahead. Ooh, what you got?
16.
16. All right, you successful distraction. So you can like, Aki, you think that Jiro might be like he's like keeping his attention, you know, split between you and Mari. If you want to go ahead and roll me persuasion again, or reroll stealth.
Yeah, Mari's asking questions about the quality of the supplies, how the pigments, how they were ground, all of that.
Yeah.
The
Oh, in
paper.
fact, when you ask like how the pigments are made, you can actually hear him like there's walking slowly around you, Aki. Okay, the 15, you're.
I can use can I use chakra hands to give myself advantage?
Sure, go ahead.
I just need to touch him or get a seal onto him, and
You're
then I
not
can.
quite within touching range, but he's walking towards Mari.
Chakra hands gives me an invisible hand I can use to put things like, I can have seal slip stickers I can slap on
Okay,
things.
so if you're definitely within like 10 meters, you're just not within like touching range.
Yeah. Come on.
Oh no, the dice said no.
The dice are saying no, and I am not happy.
Yeah, but
Wait a second. Aha, it's an intelligence check, so I can use Shinobi Science to roll it again.
Go ahead and roll. But as you mentioned, what are the paints made out of?
19.
Shh. All right, that's a pass.
Okay,
that was it.
finally.
You beat by 1 point. But as you mentioned, what are the paints made out of? Jiro actually stops to answer you. It's like, well, these red paints are made by crushing crushing passion flowers, while the blue colored paint is actually made by and he starts listing out these various tropical foreign flowers. You actually recognize a couple of them as or at least Aki, you might recognize a couple of them from the Water Village. Mari, you've probably been over the world. You've heard some of these flower names.
Any of them have been sold by the clan I'm part of? The Yamanaka? Because
Sure.
they flowers.
Yeah. These are the ones that yeah. But like as a Yamanaka, you know that like while most of the plants that he's mentioned for some of the common colors, right, are very much like they're very much like well-known flowers. A couple of the ones that he just sort of like throws out as an afterthought for like a couple of the more vibrant colors are definitely plants that aren't supposed to be exported anywhere. Like they're native to one country, and they really shouldn't like they're controlled substances for some reason or another.
Are the prices on those higher?
Yes, because they're illegal to get a hold of?
Yeah, they're like basically like black market flowers if they.
That's why I'm wondering if the prices are like extremely high, because that would mean that of course they are definitely black market, but if they're not extremely high, that means that he might have a really good.
Oh, so if the paint themselves, if the price on those is high to reflect the fact that he had to deal to get them.
Yeah.
And if they're, then he probably just has a source that he shouldn't have.
Which would be my.
Yes.
Probably.
That's exactly what you're seeing, is that like this and if you want to, you can roll me some more insight, but
yeah, you speak good. 10.
I mean, with a 10, that's basically what you think. You're like, hey, this is probably like Mai's probably the source, and you're certain of that. You're like there's like no other reason why he has
These
dealings, right? Is what you're. If you want to roll me some insight, Aki.
I will also roll insight.
Yeah, she's asking questions about. She's acting like she will buy it then instead.
Okay. But actually, really, I think you're so 14. You're. Well, Mari's the one who knows this information. So Mari, you've basically like got that pegged. Aki, you aren't sure what's going on, but with the 14, you're like, okay, I think Mari, like, whatever phase Mari's got like on with this sort of discovery, right? You're like, she knows something.
You know something.
She probably twirls her ribbons to tell.
Yeah.
She chose the twirls because like I figured out a thing.
Yeah.
That's her version of this the Zelda. Doodle-doo.
Yeah.
Okay.
And well, so Jiro is like I'm certain I would be very interested to hear that the two of you, like, that you don't look outwardly shinobi, right? But like he's like definitely giving you a once over so he can like, you know, write out a description. Have been taking a peek at her documents.
Good.
Especially when they
Heaven.
were missing.
What did we do?
Like, he's like, he kind of dismisses you as like sort of like clueless, and is like, Fez is like, okay, maybe not her, and then focuses like immediately on you, Aki, in your face.
As soon as he looks away, because I now have a seal on him, I am going to teleport behind him so he doesn't see me when he looks back.
Okay, you're good. You're good.
Yeah, so I am no longer there, and I'm just behind him. I'm just like behind him, hand just because I can teleport anywhere within 10 feet. I'm going to teleport slightly above him, so that I basically just fall to be hanging on his shoulder, just like. So, Mar, what'd you figure out when he told you about those flowers? I'm going to say as I just hang off his shoulder like some kind of gremlin.
It's like he like sort of like, you know. You get the feeling that like he's not particularly strong. Very much built for speed, like your not dad. But like unlike your not dad, very much like he does not have any sort of any kind of strength, and just like almost like begins to wilt a little bit under your weight. And you don't weigh that much. You are a
Tiny boy.
tiny child.
Purchased my paints yet?
Yeah, but you've noticed something about the flowers.
Yeah,
Something,
no,
right?
I'm asking out of character. Have I purchased my paints yet?
You haven't, but so
I'm not going to answer that until I purchase them.
okay. It's like get off you, and you can. He sort of like grips your hand and just sort of like grips or attempts to.
I let him, and then I teleport to the other shoulder. Boop.
Well, I mean, it wouldn't have mattered much because he's like his noodle arms. It's
Yeah,
just
I
not.
let him, and then I teleport to the other shoulder.
Yep. And like you feel like a very weak, like sort of like try to prise your hand off, and you're just like, nah. Yoink. Like frustrated science, like your order, miss.
Thank you. I do actually have. I'm going to put it away like securely so that he can't get it, and I have this evidence. As I take the order, I'm just going to like put it away securely.
It's like, no, get out of my shop.
I do have a question for you. The hibiscus pigment, is that did you have to get a license for that?
It's like Jiro sort of like freezes a little bit. You can feel it, Aki. Like there's like a tenseness to the posture. You can't see it because like Mara, you can't see it because, you know, face covered by hunter mask.
I feel like that's enough for Aki to figure it out. Just suddenly go, oh, so that's what. Oh, so that's why you. That's what you bought from Mara.
And this
Seriously, pigment flowers?
Well,
Like,
it's not. It has to be imported, and there are a certain kind of bug that lives on it that will that can be an invasive species, and also the blue, this really brilliant, beautiful blue that I cannot wait to use. What was that license, or how did you come across that?
Seriously, you smuggled paint flowers. Please tell me something far more interesting than just paint flowers.
They're paint flowers. What do you want from me? Mai runs a tight ship, and it's like, Mai runs a tight ship. I can get the flowers from her for a decent price.
How was the price on the papers that we pulled?
So they're smuggled flowers, and they are like if you want to do a recall, but you're pretty sure they're pretty. You're not an expert on flowers, but
No.
you're fairly certain the various exotic flowers that were being sold were like, dang, that's expensive. To be fair, they're black market smuggled flowers that shouldn't be leaving the country at all, and probably some of them, cough, the ice flower that you weren't able to confirm. You weren't able to confirm that the ice flower was one of the smuggled goods, but if any of the flowers are like that one, then some of them are practically priceless.
Now, excuse me, sir. I do think you did a great job with these pigments. You've done it. They're flawless. And I understand you have to go through Mai to get the pigments that you need. Sometimes we do things that aren't exactly completely ethical, but they're for a good reason. And we didn't steal. Well, I didn't take anything because they never trust me with anything. But I don't think he did anything. I think he just looked. So there's nothing we've done, and I feel really bad for Mai because there's a lot going on with her, and I just want to help her any way that I can. So if you know a way that I can help her, please let me know.
Yeah, like the person who is probably blackmailing her to do their dirty laundry. That'd be great.
Oh, as soon as you say blackmailing her to do her dirty laundry, he's sort of like, it's like you can feel that tension ratchet up a little bit.
Oh, they blackmailing you too?
Immediately you can feel this guy clam up.
Well, I mean, we can help you if you'd like.
I happen to know some relatives who would be very happy to help you.
I enjoy breathing.
Yeah, that's really important, isn't it?
Most people do.
But
Yes.
if you could just point us to where we could be of use without giving us any information that will prevent you from breathing, is that a possibility?
Considering someone's already stopped breathing, and another person has almost stopped breathing, I'm not telling you anything.
That's
I wonder if we can get you
roll me
someone
some
with a
kind of
lot of
recall?
friction.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, you want to roll me some kind of recall?
Can I roll it too?
Yeah, go for it. You two have both been here for a while.
Okay, what's the recall?
Just, I don't know, insight?
Right, we did intelligence inside,
Yeah.
which is a 9 for me, so...
14?
Oh, son of a... Intelligence skill, I get rerolls! Yes!
Okay, so Mari, you vaguely recall hearing some rumors about someone disappearing in the past, like, month. But you, Aki, you remember the last time you were here, you were told that one of the delivery boys, who was pretty prominent in the Summons Village, just disappeared, stopped working. You're not sure if they're alive or not, you just know that they just...
No, we were told very specifically by the information broker that they are not dead. The Steel faction saved them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna ask him, like, which one of those was the delivery boy?
I don't know, and I'm not telling you anything else. Get out if you want to keep... It's like, if you don't, if you get out. Did you mention the tea shop owner?
No, I don't mention the tea shop. Oh, would there be a good reason to mention tea shop owner? I don't think there would be.
Yeah. Anyways, so, this guy is not happy with you.
Yeah, I'm gonna look at Mara. I was like, was the ice flower one of the ones he stole? Yeah, I think his color is ice flower.
It's the ice lily, but
Ice lilies.
it's like If you mention the ice lily, this guy is like,
I do. I'm going to ask Mar, like, were any of these colors the ice lily?
I don't think any of these are the ice lily. Would they be? Michelle?
no, none of them are the ice lily. But when you mention the ice lily, this guy is just like, all right, and he just sort of like, tries to shake off Aki. It's like, okay, off now.
At this point, I am going to pop knife into my hand. It's like, okay, I am also very good at stopping breathing.
It's like,
look, my offer is tell us what you know, and I can get you, and I can give you a physical transportation to your cousin, who can then keep you from not stop breathing. I think I worded that right.
the cousin who ran away, the cousin who stole from the clan, the cousin who is still somehow the heir.
Cousin who's currently a military leader of. Who's currently a military leader, yeah.
I'll take my chances with death.
Really?
You must really not like that cousin.
Yeah. Sai seems like such a nice guy.
Well, I mean, from what he said, he has done some pretty not good things.
I can't exactly judge him for that.
I mean,
There's like he sort of just gives. Well, there's no narrow-eyed stare because you can't see it, but like there's definitely like that increased sharp focus, and it's like disgraced or not, and a nosma is an anosma.
I'm gonna look at Aki to see if he's gonna say anything.
Well, did you have something you wanted to say?
Are you gonna talk to him?
Well, he seems very unwilling to talk. I mean, I could try teleporting a few hundred feet into the air or into the river, see if either of those loosen him up a bit.
But you have to, or you're gonna lose your chance.
True.
Here's my reminder that you cannot commit violence in the summons village, or you will be booted out summarily.
Let's talk to him.
I'm trying to talk to him, but it's being very unreasonable.
It's like, now
You want to tell me what to tell him since you're so bad at it?
You
Yes,
two
you're the
are
good talker.
terrible, Shinobi. You'd never make it past. You'd never make it past childhood. At least back home. Well then.
Fine then, I have one last question for you. Alright, what's your quid?
You guys leave now, and we forget about our little talk. And I won't scream for the guards.
What?
Tell him. Talk to him.
You're the good talker.
Well, you want me to tell him?
Yes.
Okay. And out of character, I forgot what I was supposed to say, so what am I saying to him? I'm sorry. I just need a moment. I need a rewind or whatever. What?
That's okay. If you don't know, I don't know what you're going to say either. So, but if you like, I don't know if there's anything you want to mention to him.
But Mari would know because she is better at this than I am. So that's why.
Okay, so Mari would know that. So this guy and you, actually, you know what? You reach out with your chakra sense, and you can you can feel that, and you hesitate to say that this might be why this guy is disgraced in Ozma, but like there's something wrong with his chakra flow. Like part of it was maybe a little bit tainted, corrupted. I don't know. Just like his leg, maybe. And as you follow it down, it's actually cut off. You think maybe this guy might have gotten his leg amputated. But whatever havoc was wreaked on his chakra system, he can't channel chakra, at least not chakra without causing himself pain anymore.
Is that something fixable?
You don't know anything about. You don't know enough about medical
Okay.
techniques to be able to tell that. All you know is that like this guy used to have like a sort of like a ozone flavored, but also like color flavored, like if invisibility was a flavor, if like, you know, changing colors was a flavor, as well as ozone.
I'm gonna ask who did that to you.
Did what?
Mess with your chakra.
You don't want to know. Don't want to know. If you have, if you want, you guys want to be, well, if you don't want this to happen to you, then I suggest that you leave and don't talk about this.
There is something that I do need to tell you for my friend here.
I guess well, the last thing we need to check would be that symbol, the one that Aki's having memories of.
Right,
That
but you wanted to, but this is your relative, and I wanted to say that.
I mean, I'm effectively Sai's adoptive son, effectively. So
He wanted to say that he was Sai's adopted son.
Like, oh, so it's like it's just like he just sort of like gives you the gremlin child. And like, you want as far away from there as possible. And like he's a little bit impressed by your teleporting though. He's like, your bloodline's not particularly inferior, I suppose.
fine, I just got the one last thing. I'm going to draw up that symbol. What can you tell me about this symbol?
Oh, this. If you thought he was tense before, he blanches at the symbol. Go now.
He's stressed out.
Very stressed out. Very stressed out.
I think you stressed him a little bit.
A little bit, yes.
Do you want a star candy? Just offer it to him.
There's like a small tremble as this guy like picks up the sort of like, you know, examines you for your intention. I'm assuming you're just giving it to him to be nice.
Yeah.
So, and like inspects you for like, yeah, okay, you're in, like with a just sort of like plucks the candy and very like with trembling fingers, but very elegantly eats the candy. It was just, oh wait, shoot, go. I don't tell you anything. And if you're taken under advisement, don't go to the tea shop either.
Been there. They gave me tea and cakes. I got lots of them. And they put ice in a cup and I poured my tea over. It was really good. You should do that sometime.
You could say they're a lesson in someone who talked a little too much. So I would suggest that you avoid the tea shop. Just my little quid pro quo. Now leave.
Thank you for the advice. You've been very nice, and for the paint stuff. This is going to be great. I really appreciate it. Your art.
He gives you like very much a haughty sniff and turns around.
Yeah, I'm still hanging on his shoulder. Turning around brings me closer to her, anyways. Gonna pat him on the shoulder I'm hanging from. Well, good to meet you, Uncle. I'm going to then put a hand on Mara, and I'm going to blink us out of there.
Is it just sort of like as you blink out, you feel as like a very heavy like mortar, like mortar and pestle just goes flying right over your head. You blink out right as the.
Where are you blinking us from?
Probably whatever inn we're staying at.
Okay.
That is absolutely where Aki would leave one of his seals. And, just various other hidey holes he finds around
And
the
you
city.
do see that I do have some notes that I'm taking about just that this guy is getting using smuggled products for his paint. Just
Yeah, absolutely.
I keep receipts.
Mm-hmm.
I have the paint as proof.
And we got plain as proof.
You did get paint as proof.
He's smart enough to know that means he can't really try to do anything to us, or else we'll just absolutely screw him over, right? I think he's smart enough to realize that.
Like, well, if you want to roll some insight to see if there's, but
Oh, either way, we're basically done here in town, so
yeah.
should we?
Well, we still have to pick up our supplies that we.
I mean, another shinobi can pick it up. That's pretty sure that's written in the contract.
Oh, I had to deliver it in the contract.
Okay, so yeah, they're gonna deliver it to the plains, so you're good.
So let me roll this. Please be a good roll. Okay, I don't know what number this is.
Is it a 25 I'm seeing, or?
It's either a 6 or a 9.
Ah, I see. Well, either way, you are fairly certain. You have no clue how this guy feels, but you definitely got that he was very annoyed with you, but is also very terrified of the things that you're looking through. Same with you. Aki, you're like, maybe he's not. I mean,
I might keep an eye.
Leverage on each other, so
I need to keep an eye on him, and I did put a seal on him, so if he tries to go report to her and tell her, I can really just like yoink him to me and go, stop it. No. Flick him on the nose like a dog.
Yeah, but like you're also like fairly certain, like basically like he's got like the guards that he can yell at you for. You've got the seal on him. You've also got like info on his very illegal dealings that you can give to the guards, right? But you also have a very pissed off Mai that you have to deal with. It's a little uneven, but you're not like entirely certain. It's a little, but you're like in that like, you're probably not gonna tell on you, mostly to save his own skin.
If he told us, then it's probably gonna get back that he did tell some kind of information about whoever he's scared of.
Yeah, like.
Or they might just, cut and burn just to be safe. So.
Yeah, so like the fact that like he quid pro quoed you is probably like that might even be more information than you probably should have given. Who knows? But you don't care.
Anyway, I don't give a damn.
Yeah. It's at this point, Mari, there's very adorable Eaglet and Tortoise sort of bounce their way past you, past the indoors. They're not going through it. They're heading off towards what looks like the forest itself. They're kind of careening their way through.
Sorry, but she's going to chase after them.
Okay.
All right. This time the two of you just sort of like follow them through. They're like, you're not sure what's going on. It looks like they're like as you're chasing them, you get this sort of like look of, hey, it looks like they're tangled together. Like on first look, you thought that the eaglet was making off with the turtle, but like now that you're taking a closer look as you're chasing after them and they're like flapping frantically, the eaglet's got like the eyes are like partially covered in something, and they're careening around and just flapping, and the tortoise is stuck somehow to the eaglet's foot.
Can I help them?
Oh, they're way ahead of you, but you can
Okay.
very easily follow them into the forest.
Yeah. I'm a little concerned now.
Like, you
Oh,
hear
it ain't no white rabbit, but
Yeah. you hear a little scream. Out of the way! Out of the way! As it just flips and flaps. Like the forest as you enter it and start like chasing after it has this very tranquil sort of feel to it. There's tranquil up until the kid gets broken by the very loud noises of the eaglet just barreling through bushes and the underbrush, and the two of you just chasing frantically after these poor creatures. It's very, but it just smells calm. Like the two of you can just sort of like feel almost like the calm is permeating through you. Like you get like got that urgent sort of like running towards them, but like this place feels sacred.
Well, it is nice and calm. I also remember Sai saying, "Don't go in there," which is making me go like, if I'm going to ignore him, I should probably try to not be obvious and loud about it. So
Cue more screaming from the little eaglet.
Oh,
I am no longer trying to catch them. I am trying to keep my distance and like follow them, but like stealthily. Mostly just trying to stay close enough to keep an eye on and so I could potentially get us out of there if need be.
There's a little scream. Meanwhile, the little turtle's going, ah!
Can I gotta find my sheet because I know I just want to try to calm them down. I know I have a thing that I can talk to them. I just can't remember
You
what.
do have a speak animal jutsu, I believe.
Yes. Yeah, I want to use. Can I use that jutsu?
You'd have to be careful to throw your mind out, and your body would basically collapse to the floor if you did that. Like you're basically leaving your well, no. Actually, wait. Let me double check the speak to animal jutsu.
I want to say it wasn't her body collapse so much as she just loses control of her senses while her senses are in there.
I can totally type. I believe this is in fact a clan jutsu for the Yamanaka. Bestial mind domination, I think. Okay, so it was less like talk to talk to an animal, more of you take over their body, but I think you use that.
But there was another one
instead.
Because with the turtle, I talked to it. With the giant tortoise.
It's a tiny tortoise. It's a little baby.
Yeah,
no, when we talk to the giant sea monsters.
Yes, when you talk to the giant kraken, yeah, instead of dominating its mind, you ended up talking with it instead.
I did that with the giant turtle too.
Yes, you did. The giant turtle. You spoke with the turtle instead.
Okay, so it's the same spell. It's just attempting to use that on big animals instead just ends up communicating. Using it on a small animal will just will take them over.
It's the mind body transfer technique. So your mind effectively leaves its body and enters the animal and takes it over, right? Or
okay,
you do
so
mind to mind
probably
communication.
not going to work.
If you want to do that, I can, watch over your body while you're doing that.
Well, first, do you have any jerky?
Maybe. I believe I had some food supplies on me.
I'm just going to take a piece of jerky and try to kind of hold it out.
They're running away. I don't think
Or
that will work. Does it work?
You can I'm gonna roll a d4 and see which way the wind is blowing. Okay. For a few seconds you're like, okay, this isn't gonna work. But just as that happens, like a strong gust of wind sort of blows from behind you and carries the scent of your dried jerky over towards the towards the careening eaglet. And they're still hopping through, but like you can see that they're sort of like stopping, and just as they turn their head to look at you, well, they smack into something. It's quiet. Feel the forest sort of.
Can I find them?
Yeah.
I think we don't want to anymore.
Okay, well, you stay here where it's safe. I'm going to go try to find them.
Sure. It's not like it's very difficult.
Yeah. She has one of my knives on her, right?
She does have one of your knives on her.
Okay.
And you see through the glade that there's... Actually, Mari, you feel it first. It's this... You remember the play from earlier when they were doing this weird imitation of like this mass of malevolent chakra?
Yeah.
What you feel ahead is much more potent. Less like a mocking play that is like, you know, giving off the feeling, but more of an actual concentration of malevolence. It's denser.
And those two animals are stuck in it.
Yeah, like you can feel like their little bright things sort of like ping off of it. In fact, it like luckily if you think that they probably slammed into whatever this mass was and bounced off because it's, you know, a foot or two away. But there's just this... It's not as vast as the massive kraken that you met, nor as ancient. But there's just this... And oddly, it's a little... It's not... It's corrupt, but it's... feels oddly almost tranquil. Like it's just this dense ball of malevolence. This instead of churning, it's just like the outer edges of it feels smooth. You gonna walk any closer?
Mara, listen to the smart one here. No.
You have to help them.
You really shouldn't.
Well, stay over here where you're safe.
You hear sort of like a small distressed little cheep cheep.
Here, you stay safe. Take my things. Hold on to them. I'll be right back.
Don't. Look, how about this? You stay over here because it's gonna be so much harder for you to get out than it will be for me to go in there, grab them, and leave. All right?
Why is it going to be harder for me?
Because I can teleport.
Okay, it's okay. You need to be... You're worried. You're scared. I'm not. So just give me a moment.
You hear sort of like a groan. It's this deep groan, very like a moan almost. Just like
animals.
The trees.
I want to try to ignore this malevolent force because I don't like it, and I want to grab the animals if I can or help them.
So you turn, you exit the glade, and in front of you, the first thing you see is I'm assuming you're looking straight for like the small animals first.
Yes.
You see the small animals. The eaglet is sort of like it. Now that you're like taking looking closer, it looks like the turtle is stuck to the eagle by some kind of sticky paste thing, and the eaglet finally got like their wings trapped in it now. And the eaglet is like frantically trying to like move away from this big malevolent chakra. And as you look, it's this, how do I describe it? It's a fleshy mass of what used to be a person. It's like it is it a person though? It's got so many limbs and extra body parts, and you can see as you look at it, there's like faces of suffering people all just coming in and out, mouths open in silent screams like they're, but it's just sitting there, sitting in that open glade. Doesn't move towards you, doesn't move towards the animals. It's just a giant, menacing creature. Some kind of abomination.
Well, I'm just here to help the animals. I'm sorry for whatever happened to you.
You're low.
I can't understand you. I'm sorry. Just, I didn't want to try that.
All right, you're just gonna scoop up the
Yeah.
eagle and the turtle.
Yes.
It doesn't move towards you. It just sits there quietly, but you can feel many eyes on you, just watching.
She's holding the eagle and turtle now?
Mhm.
I'm pulling them out of there. I'm teleporting her to me. I have a knife ready in my other hand.
There's an abomination inside of there. A bunch of people all melted together with a.
Yeah, I can see
metal
that. I
cord.
followed you close enough to keep an eye on you, and ugh,
I don't know
that
how to
thing's
help
evil.
you.
Let's boogie. Let's go.
Yeah, and as you look at like you're taking Aki, I think you notice more details about this. They're covered in what looks like writhing seal marks. Like the seals themselves are alive, but they're filled with this malevolent energy.
I have Funjutsu mastery. Can I tell what the Funjutsu of those seals mean?
You know, roll me some Fuinjutsu.
Alright. Right, ninja was the check for Funjutsu, so that's a +9. It's intelligence, so I get advantage. $17.
17. You don't recognize most of them. 17's definitely not high enough to recognize most of it. But what you do get is some, like, you think it was like like you recognize, like, like basics, like there's some sort of like storing chakra, right?
Right, yeah, no, chakra storage stuff. I'd recognize that because one of my science things is specifically chakra storage.
Right. So like you can pick out some of those, right? But most of the lettering, right, in the seals are just this. You think that maybe they're just too distorted by like the way that they're just crawling and moving, that you can, like, if you had some time to, like, or if they just, if the seals would just stop moving and changing while on this on this thing.
Is this what happens
This
to
former person. Maybe it's still a person.
Is this what happens to the missing people?
Nope, I think I know why Sai didn't want me to be here, so how about we leave?
I'm saying that I can't help right now to know how to, but maybe when I learn more, I can come back and be helpful.
I vote no. We're leaving now. Just knife at still at the ready. I'm just like pushing with her eagle and bird. With her eagle and turtle in her hands to like leave, back up, go.
Yeah. Well then.
I feel bad for it, whatever that is.
The little
Still back
little
to her
eagle
at a distance.
like, hey, thanks for the save. It's like, could you clean us off, please?
Yeah, sure. While we're cleaning, what was that?
I don't know. It showed up a couple months ago.
A couple
I mean,
months ago?
Sadahiko has been doing a good job keeping it, you know, from attacking. But
Sariko?
Sadahiko, Sadahiko, you know, the sage, the forest sage, guardian.
Okay, yeah. Forest Sage Guardian. Sorry, new in town. Don't know proper nouns and such. So, okay, Forest Sage is doing stuff to keep it from moving, and it's got here a few months ago.
I mean, from the rambunctious little eaglet go just like, you know, looks pretty tired. It's like, well, I heard actually that Sadahiko said as long as you don't like bother it, it's, you know, it's not gonna bother you. Just, you know, it's sad.
Well, it didn't bother me when I went to get you to. It just groaned. Looks like it's suffering.
Would you consider these things bopping into it as bothering it?
Okay, the little turtle just sort of like tucks it as many of his limbs as it possibly can into their shell, and like their head is kind of a little bit stuck. She goes like, I don't think so. Anyways, thanks for the save. Um, thanks. You're
You're,
very nice.
you're nice too. Sorry you were stuck like that. I hope you weren't stuck for long.
Oh, you know, just the whole day. It was. It's like Takeshi just wanted to play, and we kind of got.
What
Well,
what is it that you're stuck with?
so um, and Takeshi just like, you know, quick plops a wing over Kamehiro's uh little snout and just goes, we were playing. Yeah, we were playing. I mean, we maybe bumped into some things.
I'm the one who's cleaning them off. Do I know what they were?
So it looks like some weird mix of like half crystallized honey and it's like like it feels like like it started off as honey, but then you feel like it got mixed with a bunch of other sticky things like glue, and like it was like they probably first like maybe barreled into a honey stand and then into a construction stand, and just yeah, it's not pretty. um
This
the
is
only
gonna be a
reason you
very
can get rid of it is
ceremonial.
because you're a crafts person and you know how to get rid of a lot of the sticky, like there's
It's
like
like
super glue on some of it.
it's like I am using industrial anti-seal removal. Yeah, you are lucky I'm very good at this and that I can make this stuff easily. Otherwise, it would be very expensive to get you two unstuck.
They didn't mean to get stuck.
No, that's they both like the little eaglet turns towards you, Aki, and the turtle head turns towards you, Mari, and just like they just like sort of like give you like this like in sync sort of like head turn. It's like back and forth like tennis, like they're watching a tennis match or something. Or well, I guess the equivalent of a tennis match, and you know.
Don't you dare try to shoot me into forgiving you. This is expensive. This is very nice stuff.
And like they sort of look at each other and like, you know, and then they both pull out like these like big watery eyes. There's like just like this like like imagine like this little tiny ball of fluff that is like the eaglet, and then like this tiny little like very like head like just barely poked out of the shell, like soft shell tortoise, just like big eyes, just pwee.
They're so cute. Look at them. I'll give you money for the glue if you
Look,
want.
I'm not saying I'm gonna charge them. I'm saying they should be glad I'm good and cheap.
They are. Look at them.
I feel like you're missing what I'm saying.
You see, Amari's eyes look really sad too.
Like, we can take you to the best place to eat.
Wait, oh, no, I said I'm not charging them. I'm saying that lucky I'm the one helping them.
He's like, the little turtle and like just is like, we can take you to the best place to eat, and the little eaglet just Takeshi is just like, yeah, my dad makes some really great sushi.
We really
I will
do.
take you up on the sushi.
And I think that is a great place to end session today.
Woo!
If you guys are okay with that, yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right.
We did a lot of things. Did
You
some
guys did.
work. Did an interrogation. Saw an eldritch abomination.
Yeah.
You guys
glad
went through a
This
lot of
is
stuff.
calming. Because seeing that without the calming effect of the forest might have been really bad.
You know, that might have been very, very bad. But you guys made it out A-okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry that my character just runs headfirst into danger.
Oh,
Yeah,
they.
then I'm trying to be
That was a little-
responsible.
The little babies appreciated it. It was very cute. Anywho, so, damn. All right, you guys did a great job. So why don't we get you guys out of here because it is starting to get late. So I'd like, once again, please introduce yourselves, who you're playing, where we can find you, plug what you're doing next, maybe. I don't know. You guys are amazing. Starting with JD. Let's go the opposite direction.
JaneyPot7575 on Twitch and Twitter. I play Yamanaka Mari tonight, the dressed like a magical girl who runs straight into danger while her friend is just probably horrified. I am in place and things, and just follow me on Twitch and Twitter, please. JaneyPot7575.
I am Logan. You can find me as JackSpade54 on Twitter. You can probably find me here on Neon Lights.
All right.
I was playing Aki, our resident knife gremlin boy, who's having to be the responsible one for once.
The small child gremlin who is being very gremlin while also being responsible, and then also you guys are adorable. I'm sorry, this is wonderful. And I guess that just leaves me. I'm Michelle. I played everyone else in this campaign one-shot thing today. You cannot find me on social media, so don't go looking for me. And I don't remember where you're gonna be able to see me next, because that is something that I could probably look up, but we'll put that for but you can find me here on Neon Lights Roleplay, so catch me in a couple of our games like Stardust Ghosts. So yeah. Otherwise, thanks everyone, you guys, for coming here for today. Just the two of you. You guys did great. And thanks to the audience for coming here and watching us. Have a wonderful, wonderful evening, and bye.
Bye.